here's how it's going down. Darren, you're going to go into the RV, you're going to make the coffee. Jeff, you're going to go into the back of the truck, you're going to get the firewood, you're going to start the fire pit. All right? Do we got it? Are we good? Are we good?
I guess so.
All right, guys! And here we are. There's nothing like bossing your bosses around. So today's show on Realtors and RVs, I have my bosses, actually the owners of Innovate Real Estate, Darren, Woodard, and Jeff Casterline. How you guys doing?
Good. How about you? Doing great.
Good, good. Now we're going to bring it back, way back. I'm not talking 1984 or 1990. We're talking about the times that well, maybe it was 1990. How the heck did you two meet? How did Innovate, was it BRG when you guys first brought it together? Like, let's bring it back and then bring it to where we are today. How'd you guys meet and how'd you start your own brokerage?
So, back in 2004, we were both in the same training class together. And just sort of, we were in there, we were both younger, we were both brand new in the business, and decided, we were going to kind of compete against each other and share tips and, just kind of work with each other to make sure that we were both successful and both doing things that we knew.
Friendly competition.
Yeah, friendly competition. And that wasn't, like I said, that was back in 2004. Neither one of us sold a property. Neither one of us knew what we were doing. So.
Right. A lot has changed since then.
Yeah.
That's 22 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You guys have been working together for 22 years. Yep. Okay, so where did the light bulb go off? Like, you know what? We're tired of working for somebody else. Let's merge and let's become masterminds and start our own thing.
So yeah, in 2011, we were at a brokerage and had a team of like 6 of us, and there were no team friendly brokerages back then. So we looked around. We fast forward to now, if we were to redo it, probably be like crazy to open a brokerage. But back then, 2011, the commercial market, it was pretty inexpensive to get rent and all that, and we were just paying too much dollars when we had all of our own systems in place, all of our own lead generation and everything. So that's at that point in October of 2011 that we started Beach Realty Group here in the Myrtle Beach area.
That's how BRG came to be. It was Beach Realty Group, right? Because when I started, I think we were just BRG. We weren't Beach Realty Group. Did it change? The name evolved. The brand evolved.
Yeah, it's evolved now. This is the third time. Like Darren said, in 2011 when we started Beach Realty Group, we decided we had somebody approach us from another market that was not coastal, and we decided to open office there. And so we kind of morphed it into BRG, which we didn't like. It just nobody knew what it stood for. So about 4.5 years ago, as we started to grow in other states and stuff, we decided to rebrand completely, and we trademarked Innovate. We got that trademark done about 2.5 years ago, and then, as you know, we did the conference in Charlotte and rebranded the whole company to Innovate.
Yeah, so, and I work for them. I started with a different brokerage, and I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with the culture. I wasn't happy with a lot of things with my other brokerage. And somebody had said, I want you to give Brianne Bender a call. And I spoke to Brianne. She told me that story, but in like a more of like a romantic, not romantic that you guys are like bros, they're both happily married, we'll get you that. But like in a way that she had me at hello. And everything that BRG at the time, which is now Innovate, stood for, I was like, that is me. That is me. So I did my onboarding, and I have never been happier. Now you have evolved 3 times, which is what you just said. So now you're Innovate Real Estate. Now you guys are hybrid. I guess, is that what we would call it? A hybrid real estate brokerage? Can we tell the audience what that means?
Yeah, a hybrid brokerage is basically, during COVID, a lot of people were going to cloud brokerages. Prior to that, it was all traditional. Cloud brokerages evolved during COVID. About 2 years after COVID is when people started wanting that collaboration and unity together again, and getting back into the office, going to meetings, all that stuff. So what we are able to create is the brick and mortar mixed with revenue share and equity, topped with best-in-class technology and marketing paired together to create a new model in the industry.
Yeah, so we were looking to do that. Started thinking like that about 5 years ago, and now you can see it today. Obviously, that's what people want with all these companies, the cloud brokers merging with the brick and mortar, more traditional brokerages. So, yeah, that's kind of where our thought was about 5 years ago.
Yeah, so you guys were ahead of the game, and now everybody's starting to jump on the bandwagon and trying to do what you're doing. But I personally, I get calls all the time from other, and I'm being very honest with you, I'm a very honest person. I have other brokers calling me all the time to come over, and I'm like, well, what do you have to offer that Innovate doesn't give me? And they go through this, well, we could do that. I said, they do it. What else do you do? They give me a list. They do it. What else do you do? They give me a list. They do it. I could go on and on all day about that. Nobody has offered me anything that I'm not already getting here. And this is my 3rd year in a row with Innovate. Now let's talk about the cap. Because I got my license, I'm going on 9 years in real estate. And in New York, where I was the associate broker, we didn't have a cap. So when I heard that I could cap at 100%, I was like, oh my God, what is this? What does that mean? Everything is going to be mine? And sure enough, 3rd year in a row, I capped at 100% within 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
You're a rock star.
Well, but if I didn't have all the support and all the things that Innovate offers, I may not be capping at another brokerage. So let's talk about that, because I know commission and walking away with what you're walking away with in your pocket is so important to agents. You know, some have a 50-50 split, some have a 60-40, 70-30. We get an opportunity to do 100% cap with Innovate. Can you please explain that to everybody?
So the cap that we created is basically, you know, $15,000 you cap out, and 100% the rest of the year based on your effective date. But the reason we came up with that model is because it's fair for individuals based on what we are able to provide. Yeah, can you get some companies, when Alysia is getting recruited, they probably hit her right off the bat with, well, you can come get 100% here very quickly and do this. But the reality is, if somebody in an industry where you don't have all the pieces together, if somebody joins you for money, they're also going to leave you for money. And that's what I tell people all the time. You know, like, yeah, it sounds great over there, but you put no systems, no foundation together, no marketing platform. I think there are a couple reasons people really join us and tie into the whole system is because our 3 uniques are this: superior broker support. That's stuff that you don't really get from a cloud brokerage. Technology advancements and training on those technologies. But the one that really hits hard these days is a ground level financial opportunity. So in addition to the cap, we also, 15% of that goes back to revenue share. We call it a growth network. The growth network is more than just, it's more than just the cap, the commission that comes out of it. It's also the systems that we put in place to help you be more effective and efficient.
Yeah, and it's great. And I love what Darren is saying. Like, if I bring an agent on, as long as that agent is staying with the Innovate, I sometimes wake up and my checking account will have like $75 or $25 from Innovate, and I know it's one of the agents that I brought in is kicking ass and winning, and I'm getting a percentage of them winning, and I love that. I think I texted you. You have that new system with that new email that breaks it down. I'm like, I love this. It's motivating. It really is motivating. Now, leads. Another thing that we get a lot of calls for when people say about Innovate leads. I'm going to let you do this because somebody on your team. Okay, so we have an onboarding class. When I started three years ago with you guys, or 4 years ago, it was called Track. Now it's called Launch, right? So we were in the launch class, and I believe somebody from your team, you guys have a lead pool where you give out leads at a specific percentage, back to you guys for getting like ready to go leads or whatever. Over $1 million, and you know who I'm talking about. He's now like a first responder and stuff like that. I think he's on your team. He got like either $1 million listing or $1 million buyer while we were sitting in track class, and it came from the lead pool that Innovate has to offer. We were so excited. It's a brand new agent, never did real estate in his entire life, and he's getting $1 million lead, whether it was on the buy end or the sell end, I don't remember. Come on, when does that happen?
So, I'm gonna take this a little bit different direction because
Yeah.
he's on my team. I generate the leads for my team.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
he got that, but
Oh,
we do
okay.
offer a lead team within the company.
Okay.
So we generate leads for people on that team. There are qualifications to be on that team. You have to meet with the team leader. I believe they do it weekly. They do role playing weekly. So there's certain guidelines for you to qualify to be on that team.
Okay.
We do offer leads for anybody that wants them based on those criteria.
Okay, so you go to the office, you make calls, you role play, and then that qualifies you to get some really good leads that the office has.
Correct.
Okay, but that $1 million lead came from you.
1.8.
Yeah, a 1.8. Could you imagine a brand new
But it
agent
was
just
an internet lead.
Yeah.
It was an internet, same as what we're doing for the company.
I remember our entire track class was like, oh my, like that, the joy that we all felt for this one agent was just overwhelming.
So you like that $1.8 million lead. So
Yeah.
tell her the story about when we first started real estate.
Yeah, when we first started, we were
just started our company first month.
Okay.
a bunch of jokers, and it was me, Darren, and Julianne, and we're sitting in there, and this lead comes in, and it's a phone call, and it was a $1.6 million lead, and so we decided, it was the three of us in there, we decided we were going to play odds and evens to see who got the listing.
Who got it? Oh, you got it.
And it was a property I was very familiar with, so it was a good listing for me.
Yeah. Now, you're not both born and raised in South Carolina, right? You're from Jersey, I think, right? But you came as a child here with your
My
parents?
parents moved here in 1979.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's a while ago. And what about you?
Born in Michigan, left there when I was very young. Lived in South Florida for a while, then Greensboro, North Carolina, and been here for 22 years.
Nice. Very nice. So speaking of South Florida, we have a whole branch in Florida. We have Georgia. We have Tennessee. We have Pennsylvania. Where else are we? We have offices everywhere, I feel like.
By the end of this week, it'll be 14 states. So we're in Florida. Try to go up the coast. Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Massachusetts.
Damn. Now, do you guys travel back and forth? Because I have a hard time. I'm licensed. I'm a broker in New York. I just got my own, which we had that conversation. Just breaking free. I'm going to do my own brokerage there. I'm a realtor in South Carolina and in Florida. And I have a hard time because South Carolina is my bread and butter. The Myrtle Beach market is insatiable. It is different than, to me, different than Florida, extremely different from New York and different from all other states. But I have a hard time right now getting back to New York and getting back to Florida. How is it for you guys owning the company? Are you able to fly back and forth to all these 14 states and assist? Or, I mean, you're working with other brokers that are already established, and like, what's going on?
We're actually talking about this daily now. We had some pretty big meetings the last 2 days, and so what makes it so hybrid advantage is what we go for is finding the right person that's influential in a market that can bring basically 10 agents and open up brick-and-mortar in that location.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we got a guy, Manny Menendez, and I know I've heard that last name, but he owns Realty of New England and is in the process of switching over to Innovate, but he's owned other franchises and built companies. So we look for people that either are some sort of a team, that want to grow, but like myself, didn't want to run like a mega team. Once I got to 14, I was like, this is too much. So I brought it down to basically 5 and the growth. But to answer your question, like going around, I travel about once a month. Jeff and Lisa and came up there to and we opened 3 offices in Pennsylvania a couple weeks ago. So basically, probably ribbon cuttings is what I'm trying to
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we literally just got back from Pennsylvania where we had 3 ribbon cuttings. We'll probably go back up there in the next, well, I will at least in the next few months for another one. And then I was in St. Petersburg earlier this year. I was in Knoxville and Greenville as well. So yeah, there's some traveling that comes with it. But it's fun. I like all the areas we are, and I love our agents. So.
Yeah, Darren goes to New York and texts me, I'm in New York with my son. He always texts me pictures. You've had the pizza there, right? The bagels, the pizza, Knish.
John's on Bleecker.
You've got a lot. He's eating really well when he goes back to New York. Now, Do you guys ever fight? Like, I have to ask this question. Like, I feel like the brokerage just runs so smoothly, but behind closed doors, are there ever moments? Like, is it hard to have a brokerage with a partner? Like, how does that work? Like, is it challenging? Do you guys get along? I mean, I know you guys spend a lot of your time golfing, but outside of golfing, when you're working, is it hard? Do you ever have a situation that you want to move forward with something and you exit out, or vice versa?
Yeah, he's a little bit more the gas, I would say, in our work relationship. So it's 100%. We've been there 22 years. I wouldn't say we fight. We have disagreements about stuff, and then we come to an amicable position about whatever we're talking about. So but no, not really.
We meet weekly and discuss things going on, and sometimes in the discussion there's disagreements, but we respect each other, love each other as families. So both of us are 20 years married this year.
Oh, congratulations!
Kids are the same age, so we've kind of gone through a lot of life, big life, the whole journey together, opening a company, having kids at the same time, getting married at the same time, so.
Buying houses.
Yeah. Now, your wife does not do real estate, right? But yours does.
Yeah, she got into it about.
Karen is Karen is a realtor, but Joy isn't, right? No. Okay. So what is it like? I know my husband is a realtor. He's the one that inspired me to get this done, and we battle. We have, like, when we're doing things together for our business or stuff, like he could be more creative than me, and then I'm more creative than him, and it takes as a husband and wife, I guess maybe because we can be behind closed doors and we have nobody working underneath us. No, we go head to head with our business. We really get into it. Do you find that you and your wife battle or anything? Is she on your team?
She is on my team.
Okay, and how does that go?
It was funny because when she first started, we have the mentoring program and a training program and all that, and Bree looked at her and said, "I love your husband, but he's not going to be your mentor." So she went through the mentoring process with somebody else and then came on. Well, she was on my team during that process, but I mean, it's interesting because I forget that I've been doing it 22 years and it just kind of rolls off. But she, she's new into it essentially, so she takes it very personal sometimes and wants to please make sure everybody's happy, and so she'll go the extra mile and help with staging and things like that I'm not doing at this point. I guess. But she's doing really well. She's crushing it right now, so I'm excited for her.
Yeah, very nice. And Darren has a huge RV, and I just asked him before the show if we could film some episodes in his. I'd love to get behind the wheel of that RV and drive it. And
only one person other than me has driven that RV.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I drive it around a parking lot?
You can drive wherever you want to drive it. I'm just telling you.
He's saying it. Does everybody hear that? I'm going to just drive it around a parking lot because I've always wanted to.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
We're going to be taking the show on the road. Thanks to Serafina Creative, the sponsor of the show. She's really going above and beyond. Wait till you see the things that she's sponsoring us to do next. Before I go any further, do you guys know about my charitable mission, Cans and Crayons?
I do not.
Okay, so I've had a charitable mission since 2006. Since 2019. It's called Cans and Crayons. Cans and Crayons is an olive branch, and I really want Innovate to get involved. I'm actually working with CCU football coach Everett Sands right now. We're pulling some events together. For the children in Myrtle Beach. He's giving away 300 or if not more pairs of cleats and sneakers if everybody registers for his summer camp by June 1st. And with the Cans and Crayons program, we are a pop-up where we give art supplies so that children can create and dream, and we donate food to local shelters in need. So I'd love to do a pop-up table at some of the Innovate offices and promote my Cans and Crayons mission.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. You heard it here. They said yes. We're gonna do it. I know. All right, let's talk about golf. Every time I'm on Facebook, I see you golfing. You're always somewhere else. You're outside of Innovate. Let's get a little personal here. What do you guys like to do outside of golf or hanging out with the family and the kids? What do you got? Well, who are Darren and Jeff outside of work?
So I guess I'll start with this one. Yeah, I love hanging out with my family. You know, my kids are 14 and 16. I don't see them as much as I used to.
Yeah.
Love going to the beach. Like you said, I love golfing. I'm actually the lowest handicap I've ever been in my life, but my swing looks terrible. Karen videoed me last week, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Why I'm the lowest handicap. I don't deserve that right now. Love to go to the gym. Love to run. That's kind of how I burn off steam. But I don't golf that much. But I do love it. That's for sure.
You did that big golf outing last year, right? When all the celebrities came.
That was a couple days ago. Yeah, I did the celebrity pro-am for the Myrtle Beach Classic.
Oh, the Myrtle Beach Classic. So that's every year. See, I'm not into golf, so I don't really know, but that's every year then, I'm assuming. Because I remember last year, was Kevin Costner here last year, and everybody was there. I felt like everybody took off that day because everybody was golfing.
Oh, yeah.
And that was, again, just a couple days ago?
That was Wednesday.
That was Wednesday, okay.
That was a lot of fun. That was one of the most fun days I've had on the golf course.
Yeah.
We got paired up with two professionals, and both young guys, up and comers, but they're really good. So they both made the cut, and they both did well in the tournament. So it was exciting to see that.
Nice. And what about you, Darren? When you're not working, what are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to golf once a week, but this week didn't happen. We got some really cool things, cool opportunities coming up with growth and stuff. So I've been getting out about once a week. I went to a gentleman about 2 years ago and said, I've been building business for like 20 years. Could you, help my swing? And he really did. So I'm enjoying that. Travel. Like Jeff, I have to have 3 kids. We got a 16, a 14, and a 12-year-old. We like to get in an RV and travel. I was just telling you before, I was like, that thing costs a lot of money, but it's fun. And it's, when you go to RV parks, they have a lot of cool stuff for the kids to do. I remember the first time we had a camper just like yours, and we pull up an RV park, and a kid comes rolling by on a unicycle.
On a unicycle?
Yeah. No handlebars, anything on one wheel, just rolling through the park. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
So, I like to do that as well.
I love it. I bought the RV because we have our dogs, and I wanted to travel, and I hate leaving my dogs behind. And I know Chris drove the ladder for the FCNY, so he was. Did you ever see the Seinfeld episode where Kramer is on the back of that big fire truck and he crashes it, and he's on? That's the ladder in New York City. My husband drove that. That's what he did for a living.
Yeah.
He drove.
Why not him drive the RV?
Yeah, so I was like, you'll feel safer, right, if Chris is driving it. So I was like, we'll get an RV. My husband will definitely be able to pull it. And no, we haven't gone anywhere yet. We have it parked. I pulled it from Florida here. I pay people to pull it for me to go places because I'm still nervous, even though this is like a 35 foot.
You just need a sway bar and a weight distribution for your truck.
Yeah, we have that with the truck, and I'm still nervous. I'm nervous getting gas at the I-95. Like, how do you pull the truck and the RV to get gas? Like, I don't know.
Crazy story about that, but
yeah.
We almost ran out of gas on 95 one time. I literally begged this guy, please open up. He was closing down. I was like, please open up so we can get some gas, because it burns the gas out of a truck when you have a travel trailer and stuff. That's why we went to the C-class after.
Yeah. That's like my biggest fear is me. And then now that he won't, I'll be by myself pulling this thing. Like, oh my God, how do I do the gas with the dogs? And it's just so confusing for me. I said, I'll wait. I'll just pay people to pull it. If I want to go to Tennessee, you pay the people to move it, and they park it for you, and then you go and you set it up. But anyway, we're with Darren Woodard and Jeff Casterline, the owners of Innovate Real Estate. My bosses, and I think I'm going to push around a little bit more now that I have them in here. It's kind of the only time I could probably do that with them. But another question I want to have, Darren, oceanfront or log cabin?
Log cabin.
Jeff, Yankees or Mets?
Neither.
I forgot, you're not from New York. Who's your baseball team?
I grew up in South Florida, right near Dodgertown. So I pull for the Tigers too, because I'm a Detroit guy.
Okay.
All the way around, but I would say Dodgers is my first love, just because I've been to probably 1,000 Dodger games.
Okay.
Right there in my backyard growing up. So.
Right. Do you miss Florida? You miss living there?
No, we visit all the time. So,
Okay.
So I love the Carolinas because I love the weather and the beach, and so for me, Carolinas is home.
Yeah. Now, you know what I love about the Myrtle Beach market? That's where we are. We're in coastal Carolina on the Myrtle Beach market, predominantly, well, for myself, between Little River out to Conway, Anor, Gallivan's Ferry, and then back down to about Georgetown, this big triangle that I serve. And I love the fact that our market is first-time home buyers, retirees, second homes, investment properties, condos, investment condos. There is so much to sell and buy here. I mean, the market is unlike any other. In any of the 14 states that we are in, is there any other market that is like the Myrtle Beach market that you guys know of?
I would think Florida's probably the closest.
Yeah.
But you know, it's and one thing you didn't touch on is the luxury market here in Myrtle Beach. It's really
That's
good
because I
right
haven't
now.
sold the luxury
so
market yet, which
it's
I'm
it's
dying
really good right
to.
now. So yeah, I would say Florida's the most similar
Yeah.
to Myrtle Beach.
Now, you guys were here during the COVID. I feel like I talk about COVID a lot during my podcast because when we came down post-COVID, when the prices were doubled, and Chris had a couple firemen years before COVID that started investing in the Hilton Head area and Bluffton area, and Chris and I would look at each other and say, "Yo, you want to get a little investment property? They're like $79,000. Like, what do you think?" No. We got the kids, we got this, we got that, and we never did it. And then when we were ready, everything was doubled. And I'm like, we sometimes kick ourselves, like we got in the market too late, but the prices here are still so amazing. I mean, my house in New York, my taxes were $16,000 a year. We had to grieve them every year. I got them down to $14,000 when we sold the house. I bought a house 3 times the size, and my taxes are $2,000 a year. I mean, you can't beat that. But do you think with everybody moving down that low tax system that we're in, do you think that will change? I mean, from what you've seen in the past 22 years.
I haven't seen a lot of change in the taxes since I've been here.
Uh-huh.
I think we're in a good spot as far as the pricing too. I don't think we're going to see any major blips in the radar. I mean, it's probably going to be pretty flat for a little bit, but I would think that we're going to see some increases down the line with all the people moving here and wanting to be in South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, in Carolina Forest, we just added a couple new schools. We're really growing here. Do you have a favorite area, a favorite restaurant that you guys like to go to?
I would say the one I stay pretty close to home when we go out, so we like Crave 357. You know, those guys do it right. So
Yeah.
my daughter works up there, so we get up there quite a bit.
How about you?
I live on the south end of the Strand, so we kind of same close restaurants like Costa, Original Valentino's. And my son works down at the marina in a restaurant as well, so we'll go over there and pay him a visit every once in a while. It's right on the water.
Very nice. Well, now's the time, the segment in the show. We are going to do the plugs. I want you guys to give your email, cell phone, websites, if people want to utilize you, or if we have agents that are watching that want more information about the Innovate Real Estate hybrid brand that they are creating, that they have created, that's really taken off. How do people get in touch with you? Darren, you can go first.
Darren Woodard, phone number is 843-267-4627. Darren at innovateonline.com. That's with 2 N's, obviously. And then, good site to learn more information. And also, if you, fill out a form, it will go to our growth department and stuff is foreverbrokerage.com. Because, one of the things that Alysia didn't mention is the equity in the ownership. So Jeff and I are, we are the co-founders, I guess. A couple years back, we instead of being owners, we broke it up into a C corp, what they call it, and now we offer stock equity to everyone. The 345 agents that we have in these states right this moment. The goal is pretty clear to go public here in next 4 or so years, and that's why this real push right now. That's why I'm golfing very little.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're an agent-owned company at this point. So.
Yeah.
See, you learn something new every day. Actually, I knew that, but I'm like, we still have another 5 minutes. I have more questions, but but I didn't ask that question. I probably wasn't going to, but thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's great. Okay, Jeff, how can people get in touch with you?
Jeff Casterline, Jeff at innovateonline.com, and 843-424-6900. Innovate Online is obviously our website for the company, and like Darren said, Forever Brokerage is a great place to go to learn more.
All right, now is the time to give back. Every show we give back to the new agents that are coming on. 3 pieces of advice that you guys could give to somebody new that's just joining Innovate Real Estate, or even if they're watching and they're not sure if they want to join, they're with another brokerage. How do we help new agents? Let's give them some advice to keep going through the tough moments.
Gosh, I mean, just keep grinding. You know, embrace technology, embrace AI. It's there. It's going to stay. You know, find a company that's got a good culture, that has good brokers, good training, good support. And I think we offer all that.
I was just talking about this yesterday. We have a quarterly new agent lunch that Jeff and I were able to make it to. Both of us made it yesterday. And what it is new agents that just are in the launch class or graduated launch, or new agents that joined from another brokerage into the company. So I was just telling a gentleman yesterday, you know, find your niche. You know, like Jeff and I, he lived in a neighborhood. We both lived in neighborhoods in Carolina Forest, and we've really dug deep into selling in those neighborhoods. When I moved to Market Commons, same thing, deep into those neighborhoods. Find a mentor, and then find something that's going to drive you business. So, like Jeff and I, part of the secrets that we did back in 2005, we started building our first website prior to all these individuals have IDX now into their websites and all that. So you just find something that's going to drive you, you know, whether it's a referral-based thing, social media, YouTube, like you do. Just find something that's going to drive you business.
Yeah. So you got some great advice from Darren Woodard and Jeff Casterline. And now I'm going to end the show with this. If you could move, pick up right now and move to any other place in the world, could be anywhere, where would you go?
Can I give 2?
Yeah.
My first love is Islamorada down in the Keys.
Oh, yes, you love the Keys down there.
We go down there quite a bit. If it was easier to get to, I would say Costa Rica.
Okay.
Love Costa Rica.
Nice.
I like the laid back.
I've never been there. You know, my husband's Puerto Rican. I've been to Puerto Rico several times. I've never been to Costa Rica. I'll have to go.
Don't hit me with that question. So yeah, we have a son with special needs, so traveling on a plane and stuff like that, like it makes it tough. So I've been to several different areas, you know, like younger, you know, prior to kids and stuff. But you know, I was answering that question. I like I told you, I'm a mountain type person, but I also need to be around people. You know?
Yeah.
So it's a really tough question. I like it here, to be quite frank, but maybe East Tennessee or something like that.
How did I know you were going to say Tennessee? Didn't you have investment properties there as well?
We own some cabins in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge.
Yeah.
Talk about selling them at the wrong time. It's tough to see when somebody tripled their money after you sold them the property.
I know. We bought our condo 4 years ago. It was doubled from what it was the year before because it was that post-COVID, and now it's dipped. Yeah. And I'm like, oh man! So we're holding on to it. We're on a rental program with it, and hoping to get some money back through a rental program. That's something. You guys, we don't do a rental program with Innovate, right? We're not really rental. We're more
Definitely
sales.
You talking about like vacation rentals?
Yeah.
We did a long-term rental company that we grew up to about 200 properties, and then we decided to focus on the real estate side.
Yeah. I get a lot of calls about rentals, and I refer them. I like doing more sales than rental stuff like that. That's just me, though. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you got to learn all about the faces behind Innovate Real Estate. And again, one more time, let's give a plug to Innovate. How can everybody get in touch with you if they need to?
843-267-4627 or Darren at innovateonline.com.